Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2016. Great to be with you. Thanks for dialing into the show today. And we're starting a new week out of the blocks. A big football weekend, of course, yesterday. So I have a story about football. And there was a lot of snow. And I have a story about snow. Related to health. Imagine that. Lots of snow. My goodness. It's a little cool here in Tampa. We're down in the 30s here today. But we shouldn't complain. Watching all the weather over the weekend, I guess you saw it too. Just, my man. We're talking about not inches, feet of snow. Feet. New York City was, it was beautiful, but came to a standstill. Central Park was amazing. People living up there. Of course, in that city, public transportation that's it. Forget about driving your vehicle anyway. So everything was shut down. I guess they're back pretty much on the road today, people driving and walking around the city, but we shouldn't complain around here. Hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you're not caught up in all of that. Probably many of you are, because the show is coast to coast, and we're up in the Northeast pretty heavily, so I'm certain that some of you listening can give firsthand accounts of this big weather. I also have a story about weather, the opposite of winter. I don't know if I'll get to it or not. We'll see. 877-897-8255. And also want to see if I can get to reporting on a new study concerning out of the University of Cincinnati Academic Health Center concerning women in menopause and migraines. It's kind of an important story. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. We'll see if we can get that worked in. And then I alluded to record warm years, almost certain. This one story is talking about record warm years due to human climate change, human-made climate change. And they took the emotion out of it and did some probability study and likelihood study, trying to figure out what would be the odds of having this kind of weather controlling for certain variables. Let's see if I can get to that. It's just the opposite of what we're experiencing right at the moment. I understand that. And then a story about snow. And maybe I'll start there. And I also have a story about football players. So we'll see. And then we're going to talk about diet, nutrition, and non-communicable diseases and the prevention of non-communicable diseases. Big topic. It's wide open. But as I was thinking about it, that's what we talk a lot about on this show. I mean, it's one of the driving themes of Let's Talk Nutrition. That's why a lot of people listen. They're trying to figure out either how to prevent some of these diseases or how to recover their health from suffering from a particular non-communicable disease. And then, of course, there are infectious diseases as well. So we'll get into that today. Dominique Ostrander, educator for Jarrow Formulas, will be my guest. She'll come along a little later. So coming out of the University of Kentucky, given all the snow that was dumped up in the Northeast, I thought this was kind of appropriate. And I remember I grew up in Pittsburgh, so I'm very accustomed and quite well aware of snow. Believe you me, I've seen my share and lived in it, and it was no problem then. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. It's away from it for so long. It takes a lot of effort. Man, it's stressful, nevertheless. So they have this, to say they had a thick blanket of snow, like in New York and Philly and all these other places, Kentucky, is an understatement. But when you have a thick blanket of snow covering streets, walkways, and the rooftops, that can cause a lot of stress. Just listen to the news this past weekend, and you get that. But it also has a calming effect. And when I read that this morning, I thought about my own experience, and I thought, that's true. And I remember when even in childhood, but when I was in high school, when I had a little job I had, and I would have to work and come home at night, and I would walk home, and of course the snow would be snowing or whatever. The snow had already fallen, and it would be quiet, like pin quiet, like a muted environment. Everything was quiet. The world seemed a lot quieter, and it's true. They were talking about this in the study. And so, it does have, and that has a calming effect. Dr. David Heron, associate professor at the UK College of Engineering, said, University of Kentucky, said snow is a pretty good sound absorber. Dr. Heron commented that snow absorbs sound a lot like many commercial sound-absorbing materials, such as fibers and foams that they use in cars and other kinds of equipment. So it does have a calming effect. I don't know how calm people were with all of this business over the weekend, but it does. It just changes. Things are quieter. It's like insulation. But that's the end of the story. There's not much more to report other than that. But it does have a calming effect, and I recall that from my own experience as a child and a young adult. And then, of course, there was a lot of football this past weekend, and I don't know if your team won or not, but who's in it now? You got the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers just routed the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, just 49-15 or something? So, a lot of football this weekend, and this morning when I was looking around trying to figure out what we would talk about on the show today in producing the show, I came across an article posing a study that posed the question, are football players too obese? Really? Watch the TV. What do you think? And this study came out of Grand Valley State University. So in this world of the NFL or American football, generally speaking, there is this, they said that there's a stigma that players need to increase in their overall body size to make an impact on the field. In other words, to be a better player, you have to be a bigger player. And there's a lot of belief in that. And you take a look at the football players, especially the D-line, defensive line, and the offensive linemen, they're huge. And it's not all muscle. There's a lot of fat, and it's a lot of abdominal fat. Take a look at them. But new research from a movement science professor out of Grand Valley State says, you know what? Maybe this business of bigger is better is not a good idea, and maybe it's not true either. It's certainly not healthier. Come back, we'll talk about this. And what's interesting is how football players have gotten bigger. And they did it in this study. Dr. Jeffrey Pottinger, professor of exercise science, and he's a senior athletic training director, I'm sure, has shown how the football players have gotten bigger. And I'll give you some statistics on how much bigger they have gotten since about 1942. It's pretty remarkable. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition Coast to Coast.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our number one ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
At Nordic Naturals, we know that a commitment to deliver the world's safest, most effective omega oils requires an exceptional process. That's why we manage every step of production from boat to bottle. That includes sustainably sourcing wild-caught fish from well-managed fisheries. It means using state-of-the-art equipment and technology at our manufacturing plant in Arctic Norway. Nordic Naturals bottles and encapsulates our omega-3s at our own facility and carefully ships products from our eco-friendly headquarters in California. The result? Nordic Naturals products have received more than 40 awards for taste, innovation, and product excellence. You can trust the quality of Nordic Naturals products and know you're getting all the health benefits omega-3 fish oils offer. Nordic Naturals' high-quality, great-tasting omega-3s make staying healthy easier for you and your family. When choosing an omega-3 fish oil product, choose the #1 fish oil in the U.S. Choose Nordic Naturals. Available at natural product retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Is your skin showing signs of aging? Do you want hair with more body and stronger nails? Add Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C to your daily routine to help you regain your youthful, vibrant appearance. Collagen is the body's key structural protein, and it is critical to the elasticity and strength of connective tissues like skin, ligaments, and tendons. Recent clinical studies suggest that supplementing with collagen may reduce wrinkles and increase the firmness of your skin, improve the thickness of your hair, and strengthen your nails. Previously, medical studies also show a wide range of benefits from collagen supplements that may help with your joint pain, bone strength, and exercise recovery. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C provides 100% pure collagen that's hydrolyzed for maximum absorption. Results are felt and seen within weeks. Super Collagen Plus C promotes a healthy body by providing specialized nutritional support to help fight the effects of aging. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C products are available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Neural Balance with Anandinol. Restore calm, reduce aggression, and increase well-being. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Canavest, from seed to shelf. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Well, yesterday was certainly a big football day, and they now decided who's going to be in the big game. It'll be Carolina and Denver. So, if you noticed, I'm sure you have, these football players are pretty big. And some would say obese, especially the linemen. And Dr. Pottinger, he's professor of exercise science at the university at Grand Valley State University, and he and one of his students, or no, not a student, a senior athletic training major student, I don't know if it's one of his students, but they set out to determine how body size has changed in college and professional football players over the last 70 years. So what did they find? They found that players have gained an average of between 1/4 pound to 1 1/4 pound per year since 1942. That translates mathematically, that equates to an average 60-pound increase in body mass for offensive and defensive linemen. I happen to think it's more than that, in my opinion, looking at the size of some of these people. Dr. Pottinger said that the most common diseases resulting from excess body mass and body fat, especially around your stomach, your abdominal area, are what? High blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, can go on and on. Now, one wonders, are these football players, they're athletes, but are they putting themselves at risk while they're playing, and especially when they quit playing, when they're not as physically active? And to maybe moderate the effect of some of this, carrying some of this, say, extra weight is an understatement. Do you have any? Were you able to? We're showing one image. If you're watching the show, I don't know what team this is, but there's one thin guy in the middle. But there's a bunch of. They look like linemen, and you look at them, and they're all fat. They have their shirts off, so you can see. And we found some other images that are pretty dramatic. So I don't know. I mean, the fans. And there is this belief, and if you go and you start to research this, you realize that this is a belief that is strongly held, that football players, the linemen, need to have this excess size. And one would like to think that athletes are fit. Now, they may be fit up to a certain extent, I suspect, but at the same time, they are still, and they are obese. Showing one athlete running, I mean, he's shirt off. I mean, it's ridiculous. And that's the expectation, and that seems to be the model now. These football players, in my opinion, are at risk. Serious risk. You don't live like that and be under that kind of stress without consequences. I'm just saying. What happened to being fit? I mean, can't you be big and fit? Why do you have to be big and fat and play? Why can't you be big and fit and play? I don't know. And they want them that big. I don't know. 877-897-8255. I don't think it's right, but that's my opinion. That's from a health perspective. You could have all the doctors in the world sitting there. Having a doctor or anybody checking on them is not stopping the disease processes that are associated with carrying this kind of weight. unnecessary weight. We're showing one. My God, that's ridiculous. Look at that guy. Jeez. Phew, that's gross. That's gross, man. It's terrible.
Looks like he had a fanny pack on.
Something.
But it was his belly.
It looked like I don't know. Man, I'm just saying. And that's what they want, I guess. That's what the NFL wants. You know, they're worried about concussions, and well, they should be. What about the other health issues of these football players? What about that? 877-897-8255. I'm just saying, what about that? Different study completely out of the University of Cincinnati Academic Health Center deals with women and who have to cope with the effects of menopause, and one of the effects, it seems to be that migraines worsen. Now, I will bet that there are more than a few women listening to this show right now that are shaking their head saying that's right. And they were talking about it in the study that migraine headaches worsen as women approach menopause, and the risk for high-frequency headache or more than 10 days with headache per month increased by 60% in middle-aged women with migraine during the perimenopause phase. They were perimenopausal. That's the period the transitional period into menopause, which is marked by the classic irregular menstrual cycle. Come back, we'll talk a little bit about this. I'll ask Dominique Clark about this particular study. She may have comment on some of the other ones I was talking about, but there's another one too. I'll try to work it in, and it's my continuing effort to keep raising our consciousness, keep it in the conversation about climate change. Be right back.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dominique Ostrander, educator for Jarrow Formulas, is my guest. Wanted to drop back, not to throw a pass, but to talk about that football story for a second. I came across an article in Smithsonian. It was a couple of years ago, but they were talking about the very same thing. And they, in the article, they mentioned, I don't know if you remember him, some of you probably do, there was a football player by the name of Roosevelt Brown. He was a star tackle for the New York Giants. He played from 1953 to 1965. He was a remarkable athlete. He was in 9 Pro Bowls, was named one of the 100 greatest football players ever by the Sporting News at one point in time. And he was a big guy. He was 6'3", and he weighed 255 pounds, okay? They point out in the article, when you put him up against today's tackles, he wouldn't stand a chance, they said. And they gave an example. There was a free agent by the name of Flozell Adams. He was a free agent. He's now a free agent, but he was a longtime offensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys at the time the article was written. He was in 5 Pro Bowls. He was 6'7", and he weighed 340 pounds. He was only 4 inches taller than Roosevelt Brown, but nearly 100 pounds heavier. And there are all kinds of examples like that. I don't know. I know that there's a lot of focus in the NFL about these concussions, and, well, there should be. But what about the other health issues? This is just as much, being obese like that is just as much as putting them at risk as anything else, in my opinion. I'm just saying. And I don't know where this idea came from. You have to be, weigh 340. Soon they're going to be 400 pounds, these guys. That's ridiculous. We're not going to get that much taller, and you can't, carrying around all that weight, carrying 150, 100 pounds, 125 pounds more than you're supposed to be carrying around. I'm sorry, I don't care. You call yourself an athlete, you're fat. And you're unhealthy, and that's not being fit. I'm just saying. As I said, Dominique Ostrander is my guest. There's not much talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about it. They want to talk about the concussions, and they should. But they need to talk about this too. Dominique, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. You don't need to worry about that because you're not going to be a lineman in the NFL.
No, but it's funny because I will watch a game let me rephrase that. I will watch minutes of a game with my husband, and I will notice, I say, that guy, he's like a refrigerator. I mean, he's the size of a refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. There was a football player for the Chicago Bears. His nickname was the Refrigerator.
Yeah.
At one time.
They are built like that. And then you talk about concussions. Well, if you have a 400-pound guy and then a 300-pound guy and a 275-pound guy all piling on top of you, wouldn't that make sense? Then you have a concussion?
Yeah, some of these concussions are made from the impact and whatnot, but I don't know. The story I started thinking about it this morning. I said, yeah, it's entertaining to watch football, but what about these players? They're human beings, and don't these teams and don't the NFL have a responsibility for these men? I'm just saying, don't they? I mean,
I would think so.
They're paying them a pile of, paying them a pile of money doesn't give you an excuse to turn your head and ignore what's going on, like the NFL did with concussions for decades, right? I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, I think that the money is the biggest driving factor, and the fame and being associated with everything that comes with being associated with playing professional sports. And I think that whatever it takes is whatever it takes. And I don't think that health comes into play. I think let's do whatever it takes to make me the number one lineman, the number one defensive whatever. And if that means that I have to weigh 400 pounds and be the biggest physical specimen on the field, then that's what I'm going to do. I don't think that health is even somewhere in the realm of thought process.
And Dr. Pottinger, he said, and I'll quote him in that Smithsonian article, he was quoted in the Smithsonian piece. He said, it's like an arms race. Whoever can be the biggest, strongest person out there gains the advantage on the field, close quote. You don't see basketball players like that, although LeBron James is a big guy. He's 250, somewhere in there. Can you get the stats on him, Stephen? On LeBron James, he is huge as basketball players go, and there are many just like him, and those guys are fit. I mean, they're running up and down that court. You don't see them. You don't see them carrying a ton of weight through their gut, trying to jump. They can't. They couldn't.
Well, I think that their sport requires, it's sport-specific conditioning, so it's going to require.
You're right.
Different things, and so a basketball player can never be built like a defensive lineman, whatever you call them.
Yeah, defensive lineman, offensive lineman. What are his stats, Stephen?
Yeah, he's 6'8" and weighs about 250.
250?
Okay, but he's 6'8".
He's 6'8", weighs 250, and he's muscle.
Right, that's slim. Right, but if you think about it, 6'8" and 250 is, granted he's very muscular, but that's a slim guy. There are men that are 6 or 8 inches, 10 inches shorter that weigh 250.
I know, but he's quite a specimen. And they're baseball players, and these football players. I don't know. I just don't think it's right. And the concern for their health. And when they stop playing, they are a tremendous risk. They have a hell of a time losing the weight because they have been habituated to overconsume is an understatement. Mm-hmm. And now, concussions. What about obesity? Should take care of these people. These are not animals to put out there for our entertainment. It's not a circus, in my opinion. And I thought about it yesterday too, because I saw the piece and I was watching the game and I thought, man, I don't know. This is entertaining, but their health is not being entertained in any good way. I just wanted to raise it on the show. Not that my raising it's going to change it, but it'll come up sooner or later, and there'll be a change sooner. How big can they get, Dominique? They're now 350, 375, approaching 400 pounds. How big can they be? I don't know. It's crazy.
I think as a society, it's been like that, too.
They are a reflection of the obesity epidemic in society. Mm-hmm. They are a reflection.
Have you ever seen the size now of high school football players?
Oh, my God.
Football players?
Oh, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not fit enough. They're lugging around all that weight. They're not fit enough to endure the impact of the hits either. And the injuries, I think, are more dramatic because there's so much more weight. And they're we didn't evolve to handle that kind of impact and that kind of weight.
Is your fish oil wildly pure? New Chapter is proud to offer a whole food approach to fish oil, Whole Mega. Naturally pure 100% wild-caught salmon comes from the pristine waters of Alaska. Like extra virgin olive oil, the fresh-caught salmon for Whole Mega is pressed immediately after harvest. And that's all that's needed to deliver wild Alaskan salmon's whole complement of vital omega fatty acids. These omegas support your heart health. One serving of Whole Mega per day, 2 grams, has been clinically shown to help retain healthy triglyceride levels and to improve the omega-3 index, a studied marker of heart health. And Did you know experts recommend consuming 2 to 3 servings of fish per week? So 1 week of Whole Mega delivers the omegas of 3 servings of wild Alaskan salmon. Discover the new chapter difference, wildly pure Whole Mega. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local Fine Health food store.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes. Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A-Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A-Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A-Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
At Canavest, we believe that the future of hemp is unlimited, and through innovative and responsible application and science, we will enhance the prosperity and well-being of our customers, employees, and communities. As pioneers, our long-term goal at Canavest is to locate hemp seed processing mills near to our future family of hemp farmers. These local factories will convert hemp seed into nutritious oil, protein powders, bread flour, and hemp meal. Canavest supports local efforts and believes that sustainability starts locally. Canavest was named one of the Nutritional Outlook's Best of 2014, and we are committed to pioneering the hemp revolution as the world's leading producer of quality hemp-derived CBD products. Resistance to change is in great part the result of trying to do today's job with yesterday's tools and with yesterday's concepts. The hemp revolution is here, and it's up to all of us to change perception and to impact policy. Will you join us in this movement? Learn more about the education and science behind Canavest at canavest.com.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract, available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com, that's KYOLIC.com, or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by NeoCell, the true science of collagen. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. My guest is Dominique Ostrander, educator for Jarrow Formulas. Dominique, welcome back.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk about diet, nutrition, and non-communicable diseases in particular. Try to narrow. That's a broad topic in and of itself. If we include even infectious diseases, it would be broader yet. But I thought that we would focus on this, and I'm very much interested in hearing from you and learning from you. Your experience in the field, you're out there almost daily working with the consumer and with professionals, and what you think are some of the things that people do to put their health at risk through diet and nutrition and not preventing diseases, and what are the things that they are doing that seem to help prevent these non-communicable diseases, which can become chronic. We'll get into that. I just wanted to also point out, I came across a study, and it was published on Fox News. This was this was a few years back. It said obesity rampant in the NFL. And they were saying that in this one study that 56% of NFL players would be considered obese by medical standards. And there was some pushback on that from the NFL. They didn't like that, and they pushed back on it. And they also pointed out in this article that there was no correlation between having a higher BMI, body mass index of players on a team, and winning championships. They didn't find a correlation. And what they used the example of the St. Louis Cardinals, who got whipped yesterday pretty badly, by the way. But this was back then. They had the biggest team in size, and they had the worst record. So I'm just saying. Anyway, we have an obesity epidemic right in front of us with the NFL, and nobody's talking about it to any great extent that I can see. So, and I'll leave it alone. But it just bothers me because those are human beings. As I said, they're not circus animals. But they make the choice.
But don't you think that that's choice?
It is choice, but it's a forced.
They're choosing. Nobody's putting a gun to their head for them to get up to 380 pounds, you think?
Yes, I do. I think there's an expectation that they're supposed to be big, and they feed them that way. They're feeding them. Yes. They feed them in training camp. They're feeding them, and they expect them. Trainers, you have a degree in exercise, master's in exercise physiology. These trainers, the expectation is that these men are to be big and bigger and bigger yet. That's the expectation. I don't think...
Right, but there's a set of rules that come with that. So, for example, if
like
you're
what?
Part of the team, and they're probably unsaid rules, but said in other ways. And I think, yes, you're correct in that the trainers are feeding them and that they're urged to have a daily caloric intake that's far greater than what's necessary in order to get them bigger. But that's also part of what they're signing up for. So there's a knowingness in that. I don't think there's a naivete involved. I think the players know what's involved. I don't think in their minds, in the players' minds, number one, because so many of them are so young, that I don't think that their health really occurs to them. Like, hey, what is this doing to my body for me to carry around 400 pounds?
But don't you, like with children, don't you think somebody has a responsibility to tell them? Like when children are doing things that put themselves in danger because they don't know, some of these players, these young players, they got more testosterone and they got sense, and they don't realize, like you said, I don't think they understand the extent to which they're putting their health at risk. Shouldn't somebody tell them about that? Isn't that called informed consent?
I totally agree with you, and I think that there's the fine line between what they're going to accomplish now over the next 10 years, and they think, well, I'm going to, do everything I can, make all the money I can, be the star that I can be, get famous if I can, and then in the next 10 years my career is over. So I only have to be putting my health at risk for 10 years, not understanding that even though it's only in their minds a short amount of time or an abbreviated amount of time, that still has consequences.
Some writers are saying, and some experts are saying, obesity in the NFL is just as much of a rival to traumatic brain injury as any other health concern for retired NFL players. And these players, when they quit playing, they don't lose the weight; they get bigger yet. And you see some of the announcers on ESPN and other stations where these ex-football players come on, they quit playing, man, they balloon up like nobody's been. I don't know how they can find a suit to fit them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just don't think it's right. I think there's a certain corruption of values and morality. I don't know if morality is the right word, but of ethical standard to have men do that to themselves and promote it, and the NFL's on the hook for it as well, just like with concussions. They're responsible as much as anybody is. Not only the individual player, but the institution, the association, the NFL itself. And nobody's saying much about it. It's not discussed, and I think it should be. But oh well. And the Super Bowl will be February whatever, and people, tens of millions of people, hundreds of millions of whatever, how many's going to watch it, will not even pay one whit of attention to what I'm talking about here. They'll be totally entertained. So, what do you think, Dominique? You have a lot of experience talking to people day in and day out. You're out in the field talking to the consumer. You're talking to retailers that own health stores. You're talking to health professionals. I'd be very much interested in hearing what you think are some of the things that people can do and are doing that either help them prevent some of these non-communicable diseases or are putting them at risk for these non-communicable diseases. And we'll open that up for discussion. 877-897-8255. 877-897-TALK. I suppose if I went on one of the sports stations right here in the building and made this argument, they would laugh me out of the studio, right? About the football players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they let them laugh. I know I'm right about this. Sooner or later, you'll see. It'll get into the news, and they'll start talking about it. I don't know when. I may be dead and gone, but it'll happen. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dominique Ostrander is my guest, and you'll listen to her on Let's Talk Nutrition, Coast to Coast.
statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. We are listening to LTN Coast to Coast. My guest today is Dominique Ostrander from Jarrow Formulas, talking about diet, nutrition, and non-communicable diseases. Well, that's a big enough topic. We'll narrow it down for you and try to talk about this in a way that'll make sense, and you can perhaps think about what you're doing and make some improvements based on the conversation. And you're invited to join, as always, and you can call anytime you want, 877-897-8255. Turns out that the World Health Organization has done they do a lot of good things. Some of the things they do, one wonders at times, but on the whole, I think the WHO is a pretty good organization. And they've devoted a lot of time and attention to non-communicable diseases worldwide. And in the one report that they published a while back, it was updated in 2015 on non-communicable diseases, they report that almost 3/4 of NCD deaths, non-communicable disease deaths, 28 million, occur in low and middle income countries. 16 million of these non-communicable deaths occur before the age of 70. 82 of them are premature deaths. And also then, more specifically though, cardiovascular diseases account for most of the non-communicable disease deaths. There's a hint. Cardiovascular disease. You thought it was cancer. It's cardiovascular diseases. Followed by cancer, respiratory diseases, and then diabetes. Those four groups of diseases account for 82% of all non-communicable diseases worldwide, in their order: cardiovascular diseases, followed by cancers, respiratory diseases, and diabetes. What's interesting, that obesity is implicated in nearly, I say 3 out of the 4. I don't know about respiratory diseases, perhaps it is, but I know it is for cardiovascular disease, cancer, and diabetes. And obesity is implicated. Tobacco use, physical inactivity, the harmful use of alcohol, and unhealthy diets all increase the risk of dying from non-communicable diseases. So there's something to learn here. Where do you put your time, your attention, your focus, your dollars, your effort in trying to prevent these non-communicable diseases? Think about it. It's cardiovascular disease, followed by cancer, respiratory diseases, and diabetes. There are also, these non-communicable diseases are also called chronic diseases, and they're not passed on from one person to another as are infectious diseases. And these kinds of diseases, the NCDs, are of long duration and generally slow progression. It takes time for them to develop. Cardiovascular diseases such as heart attacks and stroke, cancers, chronic respiratory diseases such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and asthma, and diabetes, slowly but surely over time. And who's at risk? Everybody. Dominique, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. And I mean that literally. Everybody's at risk for these diseases.
Absolutely.
So, in light of what I said, any thoughts occur to you or comments you have to say?
Absolutely. I think that, it's the one thing that we do on a daily basis over and over and over and over, and it's necessary. We don't have to drink alcohol. We don't have to smoke cigarettes, but we have to eat. And so it's when they say food is a drug, it really literally is true, whether it's in the context of harming us, as many drugs have side effects, or being beneficial and helpful, as many drugs are have that same repercussion, being beneficial and helpful. So it's something that we're doing on a daily basis, at least 3 times a day. For some, it's more. Some, it might be less. And it would make sense, the antithesis of that, for people that are practicing caloric restriction, for example, on a regular basis, how they are the most healthy. They have the lowest incidence of cardiovascular disease. They have the highest brain function. They have the lowest cancer, reports of cancer, reports of any sort of chronic illness in that particular group, and that makes perfect sense. So we have to consider what we're doing on a daily basis. So it's amazing to me, and I say this, and I probably say this with a bit of prejudice, and I do own that, being a vegetarian, that the amount of meat that people eat every day, that every single meal includes some sort of meat. And in that meat is antibiotics and hormones. And that doesn't include their dairy products that have hormones or antibiotics. And so that adds up. And I believe that has a tremendous effect on our bodies and our hormone systems above all else. Besides creating an atherosclerotic process. That's besides the point.
In listening to you talk, the thought occurred to me, and this has been talked about before, and even by me, that these non-communicable diseases equal diet and lifestyle diseases. That's what that's what they are. They're diet and lifestyle related diseases. They're not caused by genetics. They're caused by what people eat and what people do, the way they live. Yes?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like the choices that when I did cardiac rehab, it's on a daily basis, the choice of what I'm doing now, what I'm putting in my mouth, what I'm choosing to do, whether it's sit on the couch and not go ride my stationary bike or go for a walk or whatever it is. Everything that I'm choosing has an effect on my health, good, bad, or indifferent. And if you start to think of everything like that, every meal, what I'm doing has an effect on my health. Is it going to be a good effect? Is it going to be an ill effect? Is it going to have sort of a neutral effect? Is it going to be something that's going to cause me, that's excess calories, that's going to contribute to weight gain?
Do you think people, you have more contact with the consumer than I do. I know a lot of people and I talk to a lot of people, but I mean, that's how you make your living. Your living is to go and talk to people day in and day out, person to person. I talk on the radio, but you're talking to them face to face, week in and week out, all the time. What's the level of awareness and consciousness about these diet and lifestyle diseases? I mean, are people aware, unaware, in your opinion?
No, they're unaware. I mean, if I were to quantify that awareness, I would say 20% aware.
Why do you say that?
Because I don't think that people are equating the same thing. It goes really along the lines with what we were talking about with the football players. I don't think people make the connection with what we do on a daily basis will have an effect. And especially once you hit a certain age. You know, I've always said that what you do in your 20s is pretty much reversible. You know, you can live life all the wrong ways in your 20s and change things in your 30s and not have that have an effect. But once you hit late 30s and definitely your 40s, you are absolutely, as you and I have talked about, laying the groundwork And so that conscious awareness, and I say that with the most impact that I can say something, conscious awareness of what we do on a daily basis is not there.
In one study, I'll give attribution when we come back, they were talking about that in many Western countries, people's diets changed substantially in the second half of the 20th century, generally with increase in consumption of meat, dairy products, vegetable oils, fruit juice, and alcoholic beverages, and decreases in consumption of starchy staple foods such as bread, potatoes, rice, maize, flour, and so on. Come back, I'll give you some other insights into how the diet changed in the second half of the 20th century that's got us into a lot of trouble.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymatica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymatica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Are you tired of taking vitamin pills or powders? How about gummy vitamins with high fructose corn syrup or coloring? Finally, you have a choice with Nature's Dynamic whole food gummy supplements and probiotics made by a dad. Imagine getting benefits of your garden in a delicious gummy supplement. Nature's Dynamics utilizes organic, plant-based vitamin and mineral sources with non-GMO, gluten, soy, and dairy-free ingredients in a delicious gummy for the whole family. Nature's Dynamics has Berry Garden gummies made by a dad, multivitamin omega-3 and probiotics for kids, body boost joint relief, whole food bone and calcium gummy, whole food immune and vitamin C gummy, whole food omega-3 gummy, Be Beautiful hair, skin, and nails gummy, prenatal plus gummy, whole food probiotics for digestive support, and body boost energy and wellness multivitamin for him and her in a delicious, easy to digest gummy. To learn more about Nature's Dynamics or to find a retailer near you, visit naturesdynamics.com or madebyadad.com. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by a dad.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Neural Balance with Anandinol. Restore calm, reduce aggression, and increase well-being. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Canavest, from seed to shelf. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
There was an article, a study by a person named Key and other researchers, Key et al. This was a few years back. And I want to quote from their article. It was noted in the 1970s that people in many Western countries had diets high in animal products, fat, and sugar, and high rates of cancers of the colorectum, breast, prostate, endometrium, and lung. By contrast, Key and his fellow researchers said, individuals in developing countries usually had diets that were based on one or two starchy staple foods with low intakes of animal products, fat, and sugar, and low rates of these cancers, close quote. This isn't science fiction. This is nutritional reality. My guest is Dominique Ostrander, educator for Jarrow Formulas. That's a pretty keen observation that Key and his fellow researchers make, Dominique. These diet and lifestyle diseases are within the span of influence of everyday people, but you point out, in your experience, you think it's as low as 20% that people are consciously aware of that. Is that what you believe?
Completely. Absolutely. Absolutely. I see it every day. I just had a conversation with my 20-year-old daughter, asking her if it even occurs to her with what she eats and the fact that she doesn't exercise has any effect on her health. Do you associate the two? And she said, not at all.
Well, then you're just a bad parent.
Not at all. With me as her mother, imagine.
Well, it's just bad parenting.
Right, exactly.
Blame it on mom.
I know. I mean, and this is a kid who's heard everything all day long, every day of her life, and still doesn't make the association. So you can imagine the people that don't hear this preached constantly.
I dare say that most of the audience that listens to the show or watches it is pretty much aware of this connection. What they're looking for is even further insight into what they can do to prevent these diet and lifestyle-related diseases. And they also, what I've learned in doing the show for almost 11 years now, is they're seeking some sort of encouragement. They're seeking reinforcement, confirmation of what they're doing. They're seeking knowledge and insight, education, and that's what we're trying to do on the show. So in one way, while in one way we're preaching to the choir for the folks that listen and watch the show, on the other hand, it's still relevant because they are listening for the reasons I just cited and many others that contribute to their health, therefore still makes it relevant. Did you follow that?
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, okay, so then the next step would be, like you and I again have talked about many times on the air, is crossing over from the contemplative phase to the action phase.
How do you get from thinking about it to doing something about it is a good question. True or false? People, you have found many people, whatever that number is, go into health stores because they're looking for a quick fix and don't want to do the right thing the right way, and that's the truth. True or false?
True.
That's true?
True.
Wow. And you do this every day. This is what you do for a living. What are people saying to you that got you so cynical?
I don't think I'm cynical.
I know you're not. I'm teasing. I'm teasing you. I know you're not. You're one of the most optimistic people I know. If optimism ever coursed through a human being, it would be you. But even you, it affects you. I can hear it in your voice. I know you. I've known you for over 20 years.
Yeah, and I think because again, they're still looking for that. Well, okay, I know last week the pill wasn't here, but maybe this week that pill is here.
The pill.
Maybe there's been whatever that pill is.
That pill, right?
30 pounds, exactly that pill. I know that last time I was here a month ago, it wasn't here, but maybe it's here now. And I don't think that people really understand it's work. And the older you get, it's work. And people just don't want to hear that. They just don't like what you have to say. And so they're going to look, how we all look for evidence to support our thoughts? So they're going to look for something that whatever I might say or someone else might say that's going to help support their point of view and their position of as little as I have to do, that's okay. Then that's what I'm going to do.
Here are the top 10 diet and lifestyle diseases in alphabetical order. Alzheimer's disease, arteriosclerosis, cancer, chronic liver disease, cirrhosis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, essential hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, nephritis, and stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not genetically driven.
I mean, who ever heard of COPD 30 years ago? COPD has taken a whole new. I don't want to categorize it as trendy because that's very. I mean, it's a devastating illness for people that are suffering with it. But COPD is gained in popularity.
So if we had a person, if we had some creature, some entity from another planet come visit the Earth, and we had them gave them a sample of watching TV during the course of the day and all the commercials, I dare say one of the conclusions that they would reach is, you know what? You people are really sick. When you look at all the commercials, everything from your head down to your feet, there is some pill, powder, drug, whatever. I mean, they would reach that conclusion. This is a sick society. We need to get the hell out of here.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Diet, nutrition, and non-communicable diseases. Wow, that's uplifting. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. So, in listening to my guest, who's pretty optimistic, she she has a very pessimistic view of how conscious people are about the connection between or among diet, nutrition, and non-communicable diseases. And I have to take her at her word because I know that she's out there in the field working every day, talking to people, talking to consumers in a professional context, and retailers and health professionals. And my God, even some health professionals I know, you would think that they would know better, but not so much. Welcome back, Dominique. So, you mentioned calorie restriction. So one of the things that when you look at these non-communicable diseases, the four that I mentioned in particular, cardiovascular disease, cancer, respiratory diseases, and diabetes, those four account for most of the non-communicable diseases. You mentioned calorie restriction. That is, in fact, one of the overall general tactics that people can use to try to prevent those diseases, to consume less calories with calorie restriction with optimal nutrition. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And you can do mini fasts. So that's what I always taught patients over the years, that you can do mini, and I'm not talking about, we're talking about like you stop eating at 5 o'clock in the evening and then you don't eat until the next day at 7 or 8 o'clock when you eat breakfast. So that amount of hours has immune-boosting benefits. It has cardiovascular benefits. So you can start small. So because true caloric restriction is nutritionally dense calories, 500 to 700 calories a day on a daily basis, and that's it. I mean, it is an absolute mindset discipline of all disciplines as far as making dietary choices and lifestyle choices. So that doesn't work for the majority of people.
So what can they do? Can they do a variation?
Right. So I always say, the earlier you can stop eating in the evening, the better off you are. So even like at 5 o'clock, from 5 o'clock on till the next day, that has tremendous benefits. For a lot of people, that's very difficult. Their schedules don't allow for that. And people say, well, what about in reverse? What about if I go all day and I don't eat a meal until 9 o'clock at night? And ironically, it doesn't have the same benefits. It doesn't have the same benefits. You have to eat early in the day, and the reason why it doesn't have the same benefits is because you don't have the metabolism boost that you need early on in the day. It goes with our circadian rhythms. It goes with our natural body rhythms to eat in the morning.
You heard me mention, for those of you listening and watching the show, calorie restriction with optimal nutrition. CRON, C-R-O-N, is the acronym. And there's the CRON diet. That is a nutrient-rich, reduced-calorie diet. It was developed by a fellow by the name of Dr. Roy Walford, his daughter Lisa Walford, and a person named Brian Delaney. The CRON diet involves calorie restriction, and the evidence shows that will improve health and retard aging. Now, the diet goes under other names: CR diet, longevity diet, anti-aging plan. But if you're interested in learning more about it, Roy Walford, W-A-L-F-O-R-D, he's one of the main researchers that looks into this, has looked into it, and has a lot of experience with it, and has written books about it. It's called CRON, the CRON diet, calorie restriction with optimal nutrition. Now, Dominique, realistically, if I have a client and I say to him or to her, listen, eat your dinner at 5 o'clock. Once you're done eating your dinner, you're done eating for the day. You know what they're going to do? they're going to fire me and go find somebody else.
Well, that, again, it's not, you're telling them what they don't want to hear, but that has a tremendous benefit. It's like, you don't have to like what I'm saying, but nevertheless, it has its merit.
Yeah, they'll say, thank you. Thanks, Dr. Garko. See you later. Boom. I'll never see him. I'll never see him again.
Right.
I can speak from personal experience. I'm telling you, my enthusiasm about doing these kinds of things is not commensurate or doesn't correlate with the client's willingness to do it. Like raising children, the same thing, right?
Right.
Wanting your child to do the right thing is not necessarily correlate with your child's understanding of what the right thing is or willing to do it. Not that adults or children, they're not. So is there some compromise we can make here? Can we practice?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. The compromise to me is, okay, so you're not going to practice true CR, and so that you're not going to, because it's very difficult. So don't do the 5 o'clock thing every day of the week. Do it 3 nights a week.
Okay.
Anything you can do to boost that would be great. Maybe there is a day. I always said, there's so many calories to go around. And so on any given day, you're either taking in more calories than your body needs, or you're expending more calories than your body's taking in, or you're maintaining both. They're pretty much equivalent. So on any given day, you're implementing one of the laws of thermogenics. If you're trying to lose weight, obviously you want to take in less calories and expend more. If you're trying to gain weight, you want to take in more calories and expend less. And if you're just trying to maintain your weight, you want to keep them about even. But on any given day, you're doing one of those things. And so if on a day, if you're trying to just maintain your weight or lose weight, but you've had a very high caloric day, well, you know what? Payback is pretty terrible sometimes, and you might have to cut your calories the next few days in order to get back to maintenance. And that's kind of how I like to have people look at things, where there, again, is a conscious awareness to what we're doing. In addition to that, you can supplement. I'm not saying it's a magic pill by any means, but there are something in the industry, in the nutraceutical industry, called caloric mimetics, like pterostilbene that we've talked about on the air before. And pterostilbene is what we call a sirtuin activator, and it's a caloric restriction mimetic, meaning that it's so good at controlling blood sugar that it acts like we are not eating.
Pterostilbene is not spelled. It's not spelled the way it sounds, because there's people listening. They're gonna want to know how this is spelled. I don't know if you have it in front of you. I know it's a long.
Yes, it starts with a P. It's Pterostilbene. Pterostilbene.
Jarrow Formulas makes it. It will help. It helps with blood glucose levels, doesn't it?
Tremendous. It's tremendous. And it actually does all the other things that caloric restriction does. It increases cognitive function. It's considered anti-aging. It goes into that category because of its effect on the sirtuin-1 pathway. It also reduces oxidative stress and modulates an inflammatory response, which we know has a tremendous health effect.
Absolutely. And Jarrow Formulas and the pterostilbene are sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. Come back, we'll have the LTN Health question of the day.
Coenzyme Q10 is a powerful antioxidant nutrient. It protects against free radical damage, supports heart function, energy production, and immune response. Aging reduces our ability to absorb CoQ10 from our diet, so supplementing with a highly absorbable form of CoQ10 is the first step to ensuring optimal levels in the body. Secondly, typical CoQ10 supplements are in a ubiquinone or non-reduced form. For the body to use that type of CoQ10, it must first convert it to ubiquinol or the reduced form. QH Absorb is Jarrow Formula's highly absorbable and bioavailable CoQ10 supplement. Not only is QH Absorb more absorbable than traditional CoQ10 supplements, but as ubiquinol, it's already in a reduced bioavailable form. Your body can use QH Absorb without having to do any conversion work. Ask specifically for Jarrow Formula's QH Absorb at your favorite vitamin retailer. For more information on QH Absorb, go to jarrow.com. That's Jarrow for the best and highly absorbable bioavailable CoQ10 supplements.
Hi, I'm Kate. I try to eat a healthy diet, but the irony of eating healthy foods, like broccoli or beans, is that even though they're healthy for us, they can still cause occasional digestive upsets. That's why I take a Digest Smart high-potency enzyme with every meal. Digest Smart is from Renew Life, the digestive care experts. It's the first digestive enzyme certified by Izyme, the International Enzyme Testing Program. Each capsule provides a full spectrum of 25 powerful plant-based raw enzymes to break down each major food group, including carbs, fats, proteins, and fiber. Digest Smart enzymes also feature targeted delivery capsules to reach your intestines, where 90% of digestion occurs. Digest Smart promotes more complete breakdown of the foods you eat and optimizes nutrient availability. Plus, it helps ease digestive upsets and supports your overall digestive health. Now that's really smart. Digest Smart is from the makers of Ultimate Flora Probiotics, and both are available in health food stores everywhere.
Are you or someone you love being held captive by social anxiety, poor sleep, feelings of aggression, or inability to focus? Neural Balance can help, and it's kosher certified and GMO-free. Neural Balance is a tasty drink mix that contains the patented ingredient, anandinol. Anandinol was created by an endocrinologist and a pharmacist seeking an herbal solution to their own children's struggles. Neural Balance tastes great, it's easy to administer, and starts to work within the first 20 minutes by reducing anxious or aggressive behavior and restoring calm naturally, without sedation or harmful side effects. Safe for children and adults, Neural Balance combines magnesium, CoQ10, B6, 3 types of passiflora, and a special blend of enzymes to bring peace, calm, and focus. To find Neural Balance at a health store near you, visit us at shopneuralbalance.com. Neural Balance, for a balanced life. Learn more at shopneuralbalance.com.
Did you know that when it comes to supporting whole body health, there's an herbal supplement that may be as important as your daily multivitamin? Discover Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter. Formulated to support a whole body healthy inflammation response, an ongoing natural process and part of the body doing its job. We often think of the inflammation response as something we can feel, such as where there are sensitive nerve endings. But did you know that we can also have an inflammation response we can't feel? And whether we are aware of it or not, our inflammation response can affect the whole body. Zyflamend is a patented blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, that help balance and support your body's natural, healthy inflammation response for overall health and wellness. And it's clinically tested. Discover the premier herbal supplement for whole body health from New Chapter, Zyflamend Whole Body. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local fine health food store.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by NeoCell, the true science of collagen. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. So we're talking about these, diet, nutrition, and non-contagious or diseases, right? And non-infectious diseases, however you want to say it. And it turns out that non-communicable is another way. And these non-communicable diseases are sometimes called diet and lifestyle diseases. Diet and lifestyle. Meaning that that's the genesis, that's their genesis. It's the way people eat and the way they live on a day-to-day basis over the life cycle. Now, it turns out that if it's true that these diseases, cardiovascular disease, cancer, respiratory diseases, diabetes, the top 4 non-communicable diseases in that order, are caused by diet and lifestyle, well, then what can people do? We'll say, well, eat healthy and exercise. We're done. We can close up shop. Well, it's more complicated than that. Here's the question. I was talking with Dominique, and we were talking about calorie restriction as a strategy to help people do better in preventing these diseases. We know that consuming less calories is overall a wonderful strategy that just confers all kinds of health benefits, one of which is to diminish or minimize these communicable diseases, these non-communicable diseases. And then I referenced a particular way of eating that it implicates calorie restriction. What was the name of that diet? I'll give you the letters for it. C-R-O-N. C-R-O-N. What does C-R-O-N mean? 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. Dominique, welcome back. You mentioned pterostilbene as a compound that's found in, for example, blueberries, but it's also in a supplement form. Right. Now, there is, I went to PubMed and I typed in pterostilbene, and there are a lot of studies talking about it. And there is substantial evidence now to show or suggest that it has numerous preventative and therapeutic properties in this range of human diseases, neurological, cardiovascular, metabolic, hematologic, and so on. And there have been preclinical trials, clinical trials, and so on. It's also similar to resveratrol, isn't it?
It is, but it's a methylated form of resveratrol.
Now, wouldn't hurt people to take resveratrol either. Would it be redundant to take pterostilbene and resveratrol?
I wouldn't take them together. I would take one or the other. Pterostilbene is a little bit more. It's more bioactive. Anytime something is methylated, it's more bioavailable to the body. Mm-hmm. Pterostilbene has. It also is more lipophilic, so that it doesn't eliminate from the body as quickly.
I see. Turns out that pterostilbene and resveratrol, according to the research, have antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinogenic properties. So, you can eat blueberries and other fruits that will have pterostilbene in it or resveratrol, but you can also get them in supplement form. Jarrow Formulas has both of them. These are great supplements. I'm a big fan of taking them because they have the research is there. It's not as if it's magic and it's Merlin the magician doing some trick on you. It's for real. Pterostilbene is spelled P. The P is silent. P is in Paul. T-E-R-O. Taro still, S-T-I-L, bean, B-E-N-E. Pterostilbene by Jarrow. Sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. Let's go to Dover. Dover, Florida. Dover, where?
Florida.
Nice and cool in Dover this morning, yes?
Oh, it is. It is.
What is it? And down in the 30s?
It's warming up a little. I think it was in the 40s. I got to look at my thermostat.
It was like 38, 36 degrees in some parts of Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay area.
thermostat says 61 right now, but I don't know how accurate that is.
That's probably pretty close. Welcome to the show, Lori. It's good to have you on. What
Happy
does
2016 to you and Dominique, whom I love.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Well, thank you. She appreciates that. Yeah, it's great. So, what does CRON mean? CRON.
Calorie restriction or optimal nutrition.
Calorie restriction with optimal nutrition. Hard to do. In other words, you want to limit your calories, which means you're going to eat less food. Now the question becomes, how do you get the optimal nutrition? Here's the diet and nutrition connection. One answer to that is you could supplement. Take a good multiple, take some fish oil perhaps, or whatever. Calorie restriction with optimal nutrition. Now, Dominique, some people that practice that diet are eating only 1,000 calories a day. That's pretty tough, man.
It is, or less, actually.
Yeah, and that's not sustainable. So you have to find a way. You have to find a fine point, that balance point, where you can restrict the calories, satisfy your cravings, and still get optimal nutrition. That's where you need the supplement, I believe. Taking things like pterostilbene, resveratrol, a good multiple vitamin and mineral, for example, from Jarrow formulas would help with that. Lori, congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Dominique, thanks a lot. Appreciate your insights. Appreciate you sharing your experience and your point of view about how aware people are about the connection among diet, nutrition, and non-communicable diseases. We'll catch you the next time.
Always a pleasure.
It's our pleasure as well. We appreciate having you on the show. Pterostilbene by Jarrow Formulas, sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. It's a wonderful way it will mimic calorie restriction, which is good for your blood glucose and insulin levels, which contributes to health, quality of life, and better aging, successful aging. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.